Hello friends, Coach Bob here, and today we are going to be going into Quincy, Florida, a little town not too far from here, a little less than an hour drive the way we're going to go. We're going to stay off the interstate today. Go to a place called Mama's House. Apparently it's a little bitty place. It's like half of a house, so it could be Mama's half house. Have good hamburgers and authentic Mexican food. So Coach Vic's thinking a burger. I'm thinking tacos. I don't know. I may pay the price later. Anyway. And if we leave at 10, it'll be 49. And if we come back at noon, it'll be 58. So what do you think?
It's gonna be cold. You can't put this on. You cannot put this on. No. Nope. Not gonna happen. I want to do it. I don't want to just freeze my butt off.
Okay. Whew. Little frost on the ground, as you can see. In Florida, you complain when it's under, 60 degrees. That's wintertime. Oh, yeah. There's the baby right there. There's my other baby. Oh, loading up for the trip. Water. Cold weather gloves for the ride out, warm weather for the ride back. The bomb. Vic's head warming material. My head warming material. All right. Coach Vic's helmet, Coach Vic's jacket. Go. Open the BRP Connect app because I can't get it to do exactly what I want because I'm not that smart. I can better do it. I can't figure it out. There ain't no money in my account. Fuzzy boots. You wearing your fuzzy boots? Where are your gloves? In your pockets.
Oh, yes, I think I put them up. Yep, exactly.
Turn on. BRP card red.
Jordan!
That was nice. So today, as we roll out of Tallahassee, I thought I'd take an opportunity to discuss performance again. I was telling you last time when I was out cruising on this thing that my cornering was starting to feel more confident. I will say that it is no longer a confidence issue. I believe that I've got this thing really performing to the potential that it has, and probably to the maximum potential that I have as well for this type of machine. I'm going to talk a little bit about performance today. I do know that in my turns, and you're going to see here, I don't know if you can see my body position moving, but I'm leaning a little bit off of throwing my inside knee out and moving my body a little bit. And what that does is that gives me that counterbalance weight for that centrifugal force. And I can put enough body on the inside like that to where when I'm trailing around that corner, that back tire is actually breaking loose a little bit, and it's throwing rubber up on the back of the Can-Am. So I feel real good about this thing right now, and I'm really enjoying riding it. It feels very, very stable. It's not designed to be a sport bike, and that's something that I've had to kind of overcome in my mind. But we'll talk about that in just a minute as we get on the Orchard Pond Parkway. So here we are on the Orchard Pond Parkway, which is really a beautiful road. It's amazing. Every time we go out here, we seem to be finding more and more things right in our own backyard that we really didn't know quite how beautiful they are. But anyway, that's one of the cool things that I've discovered about the Can-Am. What I wanted to talk about, though, was the performance side and my feelings on it and some of the thoughts that I had early when I got it versus now. Knowing my background, and I've ridden a lot of different bikes in my life, from the small CC'd enduros to dirt bikes to the original Katana 1100, and then I rode Harleys for about 15 to 20 years, And so I do have a really diverse background, but the bike that I'm riding predominantly now is my Triumph Speed Triple. Now it's 1,050 cc's and it's 135 to 140 horsepower respectively. The weight on it is 214 kilos, which is roughly 470 pounds wet. So 470 pounds and 140 horsepower. And what I'm on now is 1,000 pounds and 115 horsepower. So it's going to feel different. It's not going to feel the same. And when I jumped off of my triple and jumped onto this, it was different. It just did not feel like I had the giddy up that I had on my triple, because it doesn't, and it's not designed to. And that was something that was just in my brain. It just had to change. The way I thought about, the way I approached the machine altogether changed. So this motorcycle, I'm not going to call it a bike. It's a motorcycle, even if it's three wheels. It's a motor tricycle, but it's a motorcycle. And so this thing it's different. It's designed to be a tourer, not a sport bike. But if you do enjoy riding somewhat aggressively, and I do, I go out often on my triple, and I act like quite the hooligan, the old hooligan nonetheless. On this, you can let some of that out, and it's pretty cool. Like I was saying earlier, I am able to lean into the turn and trail the back of this thing around as I'm going around a nice curve at about 60 or 70 miles an hour. I never imagined that I would have that kind of confidence on this. The braking distance, I feel a lot more confident. I know how the brakes work now. And when I say how they work, I don't mean mechanically. I mean how they feel. And not having the ability to graduate between your hand for your front brake and your foot for your rear brake, that was a learning curve for me. And so when I get on my motorcycle, the reason my stopping distance is better is because of the way I can work between the two systems. And on this, it's just a little more limited. It's not a design flaw, and it's not bad. And I would probably say that it's not any worse than a Goldwing or those type of machines. But you're talking about 1,000 pounds. So it's not going to stop like a 400-pound machine. It can't. The geometry and the mechanics won't allow it. But it does not stop bad. It stops great. And the more I ride it, the more I love it. It's crazy. I'm finding myself riding this thing every single day. If it's raining, I go for a ride. If it's cold, I go for a ride. It's crazy. So I want you to think, if you've been considering getting one of these things, I'm just going to tell you, quit thinking about it. Just do it. So welcome to Quincy, Florida. It's really a beautiful place, man. The big old homes that are here are just awesome. And when I first moved to Tallahassee, I actually looked out here at maybe buying a big old house and redoing it, and was convinced otherwise. I sometimes regret the fact that I didn't do it, but maybe if I was doing that, I wouldn't be doing this. So I can't regret it too much. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the ride over. As we rode over today, it was just very interesting to me that we let the map do the work today. Normally, I don't do that. I'm way more proactive, and I plan the route, and I stick to a strict schedule. And what I wanted to do today was avoid the highways and just let the GPS run us and see where it took us. And it took us down a lot of beautiful, beautiful back roads. And I would love to share them all with you, but if I did, the video would be 2 or 3 hours long, and I don't think you would want that. But I will say that if you get an opportunity to ride between Tallahassee and Quincy on the north side of town, around that Orchard Pond Parkway and up on these country roads, it is well worth your time. It really is beautiful, and Quincy is quite a lovely place. So sometimes beauty is waiting right outside your back door, and I've found that to be quite true. boom, just like that, we're here at Mama's house. It looks kind of small, which is what I expected. So it's interesting, man. I love these kind of back in the corner places, you know, that are just off the main drag and not a chain. You know, something that somebody actually owns and they have stock in it. So let's see what it is. They open. Hi, how you doing?
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
The government, and I'm here to help. Why do you have such a big menu?
Because I'm a big person. Wait, they do. Wait, no. Guys, they don't have any bacon.
They have hamburgers and Mexican. I'm gonna go with a dish
For this place.
I'm doing it 4 times. They charge cash on it.
Do I have a quesadilla
Can't get a quesadilla. You don't need a whole
or a
quesadilla.
hamburger?
You just need one deal.
Quesadilla is more like a breakfast food. What time is it?
It's not a breakfast.
Yeah, it's 11:30. So.
Ooh, orange Fanta. All right, we got it. We're set. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, buddy. All right, man.
It's violent. It's cold.
She's getting short with me. I think as food goes, you can nurse her body's gonna thank you for a good time and good life.
What?
Oh, those smell good too.
They charge it for sour cream. But everywhere else, they charge $1 for it. Yum.
Authentic Mexican taco. Crazy good, man. I'm definitely afraid. You have to. That's pretty good right there. I bet this is the hot one. That's real. That's real. I just did a little finger dab. That's real, let me tell you.
Too early for that.
Maybe she was tired.
It's like a little house for cooking their own kitchens. I can do that in our house. I can make a business and cook. Although I might be getting a job at Costco.
You're not getting a job at Costco.
Hybrid greeter.
They're not going to hire you at Costco.
Why can't I greet? I can sit there and greet people. Hi, how are you?
What if somebody doesn't have their Costco card? What if they can just walk in anyway? What are you going to do?
Well, what's the other person gonna do?
I tackle. So you'd be an exceptional Costco breeder. Anyway, we're at Mama's house in Quincy.
It doesn't taste commercialized. It tastes more natural. I'm gonna taste it now.
You're not tasting it. You're just eating my food. You're eating my food. You're a bad person.
Club.
You know, with those 2 bites, you've eaten an entire taco. She's watching The Price is Right.
2020 Camaro? 28, 29, 30. 32,000 for my bet. My original is 32, but I wouldn't say like 31.4. He said 32 also. I didn't want to go over, so I brought it down to 31.
1 to 10. What do you got?
I'll give it a 9. I don't want to do a 10 right now. It was good. It's fun, yeah.
I'm going with a 10. I know what you're saying. Everybody's going to think I'm a pusher.
I like to come back here and get a hamburger.
We'll just get you a hamburger and then we'll split it.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored.
He won. See, I bet it to 32. I was a lot better on that. All right, what's for dessert?
Your Fanta. Uh-huh. Cool little place, man. Awesome little place. All right, that was good. Now it's time to start loading up, but I'm giving it 10. Coach Vic gave it the 9.
Oh my goodness, this is hard.
That guy's named Charles Poop.
I didn't see it.
If my last name was Poop,
I changed it.
change it to Dookie.
No hablo español? I mean, English? Well, buenos dias. That's un poquito de dinero. Very little money.
I make a lot of trips. Coach Vic watches me make a lot of trips.
Oh, golly, whizzy.
You're good.
I could have a Spanish conversation with him. All my Spanish books were coming to me.
Helmet.
Yeah, my helmet's a little thing.
All right, Nick.
Y'all coming to school? Are y'all on lunch break? Well, have fun. I lost my hat. Uh-oh.
So that time it did not sync up properly, so I have to unplug it and plug it in again for whatever reason. All right, it did it that time. At the risk of sounding like a sap, the one thing that I did not see coming, and I mean it just absolutely blindsided me, is the fact that my wife would actually want to get out on this thing with great regularity. We're going out every week. It's amazing. She's never wanted to do anything like this. This is really a fun time. I can't say that if you're struggling in your marriage that a Can-Am Spyder is going to cure all of your ills, because it probably won't. But it could be a step in the right direction. Certainly if you're doing it together. Anytime you're doing that kind of stuff, it's just awesome. Husbands, drag your wives into your office while you're doing your YouTube junkie stuff and let them see this. This could be the thing that makes your wife agree with you and say you need one. You got to play it cool.
My Dunkin' Donut. It's not Starbucks, but it's coffee. Come ride and drink my coffee. Yes. Yum.
So there it is. Another episode complete. I was talking with Coach Vic just a little while ago, and one of the things that she mentioned to me, which was one that I didn't think about, she mentions the independence and the freedom that she feels when she's out on this thing with me. You know, I didn't think about that. I'm always thinking about me. What am I getting out of riding? What is it that makes it so wonderful for me? And all of the things that make it wonderful for me are what's making it great for her. And that's pretty cool. So gentlemen, go out there, take care of yourself, eat right, live large, and seize the day. God bless, and we'll talk to you next time.